Now, the Nigerian Ministry of Youth and Sports announced that the then president, Muhammadu Buhari, approved a 2-year ban of Nigerian basketball teams from international basketball activities. Now, the then Minister for Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, had also reported that the decision was part of efforts by the federal government to address issues among stakeholders and also revive the domestic basketball leagues. Now, this ban affected the growth and development of the game. A couple of private bodies have come out to support the game of basketball by building several courts across the nation. Recently, a photo was released online of the International School University of Lagos basketball court, and it was commissioned last week. And it was reported that about 10.6 million naira was raised by a number of former students to renovate the two courts. And you can see the beautiful court on your screen. But the question now is the game really being developed, or it is just about the facility? Now, joining us to talk about this is Ajowele Abayomi, a broadcast journalist and also a basketball specialist. Good to have you with us, Abayomi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. It's good to be here once again.
All right, a lot's been said about basketball, and for a long time, we've not really seen an active basketball league in the country. But let me first take you on. Did you ever, for once, play the game of basketball?
I played the game of basketball up until college. The 2013 Milo National Basketball Champion for ISL. We won the national championship in 2013. In 2012, we came third at the national. So I pretty much played basketball for a very large part of my life before moving to.
Okay, you playing basketball back then. What was really your dream playing the sport? Did you have the dream of playing college basketball internationally, or sometime making it to the NBA?
I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to have represented the state on a couple of occasions, but underlying medical condition that wanted me to move into the administrative part of the sport. But when it came to the skills and the talent, there was no doubt I could go all the way. There was no
Hmm.
doubt I could go all the way when it came to the skills, the talent to play the sport of basketball.
All right, let's talk about the development of the game in the country. Now, do you think there are enough initiatives or programs in place to promote basketball development at the grassroots level in Nigeria?
Um, I'd like to say two truths can actually coexist. In your initial statement, it said if it was just about building the facility or if the government would come along to fix things. In Nigeria, for instance, all the way tend to be the best administrators. But over the years, they've proven to be wrong in that aspect. Yes, I believe facility is paramount to development of the sport in our country. And if we look at the screen, what you're showing us, basketball courts in Africa, they've been to about four in Lagos, some other states. They've been to Ghana, they've been to Cote d'Ivoire, they've been to Senegal, expanding the game of basketball with facility. Facility is key. But aside facility, the most important thing is the government. Government inclusion is the only way when you can have all the facilities you want, all the private bodies can come around. Policies will definitely drive the development. If the policies are not there, the development cannot be driven. Take, for instance, the Nigerian under 16 team that are supposed to be that's supposed to be in Tunisia right now for the Africa under 16 African Basketball Championship. The game starts tomorrow. Nigerian under 16 boys are here in Nigeria. These were the same boys that actually went by road to play in the qualifiers where they were able to qualify. It's currently in Angola. These boys were literally caught 2 days to the tournament, to the qualifiers. We lost in the qualifiers, but we got a wild card to be in the actual tournament, which kickstarted. And today we played 3 games so far. We won two and lost one. I made it to the quarterfinals. I was at one of the trainings, preparations for the boys. There were no balls. There were no training gears. the other 15 boys could not go to Tunisia for the tournament. There's the fact that, oh, there is no fund. They were unable to raise funds. The government did not release funds. These are the same issues we've been having for the past 5, 6, 7 years in the Nigerian basketball space. But
Yeah.
albeit all of these things, individuals come together to host basketball camps. The maximum basketball tournament that has been held in Nigeria for the elite boys has been 1 week. How
Mm.
do you intend to compete with other countries? And in spite of all of this, I can tell you that Nigeria has the third highest number in the world. Nigeria has the third highest population in the NBA.
Yeah.
Even when we have all of these developmental issues in Nigeria, it only shows you that okay, this is our golden age, this is our golden years, and we are wasting it. One of the female athletes, the female that's supposed to be prepared for the World Cup, Nigeria will be in the World Cup in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or thereabout, had a memo.
You know, we can actually go on and on talking about the development of the game and all of that. But let me quickly ask you this last one now, because I think the network is giving us a bit of issues. Now, we've seen talents from different parts of Nigeria, but we've seen, because a lot of times these talents talk about equipment, they talk about facility not being available for them to use. Now we're seeing the facility, but we're not even seeing these talents who started from the grassroots and also eventually grow into playing for the teams like the Tigers and the Tigresses. What exactly are we doing? What sort of partnership should we have, talking about the Basketball Federation? What should they be seeking to promote that particular sport?
I think there are too many egos in the Nigerian Basketball Federation. Nobody wants to listen to the other. There is no harmony. If they can harmonize, if the NBBF can harmonize their house, the house can be to believe. He has network. All of this is actually, to be honest, this is to drive this sport. You need funding, and to get this funding, you have to use your network, the network you have, and the support of the. Is this your network that also used to get the support of the government? If you cannot do all of these things, you cannot go anywhere.
Mm.
Currently, Milo Basketball Championship is the biggest. It's our own AAU here in Nigeria, and Milo has been doing this for over 20 years. All thanks to Milo, the secondary school kids watched live on Super Sports. The national finals was shown live on Super Sports. It was a dream come true for a whole lot of us to see our parents sit at home, watch us on national TV. That is the dream for a lot of people. But if the league, if the NBBF can come together to harmonize themselves with all that, because all these private people who actually come to Nigeria to organize basketball tournaments, it is only to complement what the NBBF is doing. But when you have the NBBF not doing anything, nothing would work. Imagine boys going to participate in a tournament where they've not had any functional league for the past 5 years. We cannot come out on top.
Mm.
And if all our foreign boys outside decides to say, oh, we cannot continue to do this and continue to play under these circumstances for the national team, we will not win any laurels, to be honest.
True.
One of the players for the female team already pulled out of the Afro basket because she cannot have an open track in 3 different locations that we're not planning for. So if all of these people pull out of the tournament, we'll be left to no choice but to use the home based players. Now,
Mm.
how will the home based players who have not had any league in the past 5 years compete with the likes of Egypt, the likes of Senegal, who are boom by, I must say, they have about a 20,000 capacity gym in Senegal. Senegal is gradually becoming the powerhouse of basketball, even when Nigeria has the number, even when Nigeria has the talent. But we are not harmonizing them. These boys, they need games. They need games. They need to rack in the minutes. They need to play as many minutes as possible. We need to get a functional league.
True.
When we get a functional league, this league can then extend to the grassroots. Because now, if you will say grassroots, the grassroots are under 12, under 14, there is nothing these boys have to look up to. They say, okay, when I get on my 16th or my 16th birthday, I want to break into a league.
Yeah.
What you look for in America for the boys in high school, even the boys in their elementary, the goal is the NBA. The NBA is a senior league. So same thing here in Nigeria. If the boys in high school, what is the end goal for them? If you
Mm.
say NBA Europe, no, there has to be a league here that they can look up to. then if the standard is beyond, because not everybody can make it to the NBA from Nigeria. So if at least if I cannot make it to the NBA, I should be able to make it to Nigeria League.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these are the things that are very important. There has to be a league. Then the league will
Exactly.
form a basis to form a structure
Mm.
for those at the grassroots level, from college to high school. Imagine, okay, Nuga, we have the Nuga games last year for the collegiate
Yeah.
students. After the Nuga, what next?
What next? All
And
right.
you have schools giving players scholarship for them to come play in university. So after university for them, what next? By the time they're done university, they're like 23, 24. They cannot go to the NBA at that age. They cannot be drafted into the NBA at that age. So there
Definitely.
has to be a soft landing for them here in their own country where they can play their game.
It's all right. We keep talking about the development, and hopefully one day, very soon, we will be breaking that jinx, and Nigeria will be great again in the world of basketball. But thank you very much, Abayomi, Ajowele, for talking to us, and of course, joining us to talk about the growth and development of basketball in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Udoka.